Berachos Daf Lamed Aleph. The Gemara tells us that you have to have a balance between Gila and Ra'ada, between being joyful and being in fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Gemara tells us two stories that are identical. Mar Bereder Ravina and Rav Ashi were both at weddings at different times, and they saw that the crowd was very joyful. They took extremely expensive glass dishes and they broke them. This is the minhag to break a glass by a chuppah, but they put everybody in their place. The Gemara says, Rabbi Yochanan holds, it says, only then, when Mashiach comes, can you have a full smile and be completely happy. Rish Lakish, who was his Talmud at the time, he heard this, and from that day on, he never smiled completely. The halacha is that when you daven Shemona Esrei, you shouldn't daven right after you have a din, or after you learn a real halacha, that will take away from your concentration. It has to be halacha psuka, halacha that there's no argument on. For instance, the Gemara says, B'nai Yisrael, they accept upon themselves that even if they see dam, the size of a mustard seed, they have to wait 7 clean days. Because midaraisa, you don't have to wait 7 clean days. You can have dam all throughout the 7 days and go to the mikvah on the 7th day. Another halacha. Midaraisa, if you bring food into your house, you take wheat into the house, through the back door with its chaff on, you're potter for meiser. Because the halacha is you have to bring it through the front door and you have to do miruach, it has to be smooth, the pile. So if you do that, you bring it with your with the shaft of the wheat in, you could give it to your animal, because that's achilas aray and not achilas keva. Another halacha. If you let blood out of an animal, you draw blood, you're not allowed to use it if that animal was a carbon. If you shecht an animal that's a carbon, you could use that blood, there's no me'ilah. If you didn't shecht it, you are chayiv b'me'ilah and you would have to bring a carbon to be mechaper. Rabbanan said, the halacha is that when you daven Shemona Esrei, it has to be b'kover roish, with sincerity. And Rav Ashi says the halacha is that right before you say Shemona Esrei, you should say halacha psuka. You don't daven Shemona Esrei when you're sad, or when you're extremely happy and joyful, when you just finished a great conversation, dvarim b'teilim. It has to be within simcha of a mitzvah. The same halacha applies when you say goodbye to your friend. It shouldn't be b'kalas roish and dvarim b'teilim. The best thing is to give him a great vart that he can think about and remember you after he leaves. Rabbi Yisrael says that the only places that are inhabited today in this on earth are places that Adam Arishain said at the time this should be inhabited. Therefore, if you see a tree growing, that means that back then Adam Arishain said there should be trees in that place. An amazing concept. The Gemara says that Rabbi Kiva, when he davened to himself, if he started out in one corner of the house, he would end up in another corner. He would do all these kriyos and shtachavos. He would bow. Yet when he davened b'tzibur, he was mindful of the other people around him, and he davened a really quick Shemona Esrei, so they don't have to wait for him. From Daniel, they wanted to kill Daniel and they threw him into the lions, and as we know, and they said, look, he doesn't listen to Daryavish, he asks his bakashas from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The raya is because he had windows in his house. He used to daven towards Yerushalayim. So you see that when you daven, you have to have windows, and you have to daven towards Yerushalayim, and you daven 3 times a day. Maybe, perhaps, you take all those 3 tefillos, you can daven in one shot. That you learn from David HaMelech. It has to be Erev, Boigev, Tzarayim. The way we daven Shemona Esrei, it's set up, we say 3 brachas in the beginning that are Shvach HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Then with 13 brachas that we ask for our needs. Why? Because Shlomo HaMelech says, Elo Rina, first comes Rina, then Tefillah. One should ask his needs in the bracha of Shemea Tefillah, but if he really wants to ask for a lot and talk a lot to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he should do that all the way at the end of Shemona Esrei. We know the famous story of Chana, and the Gemara says amazing concepts in Tefillah. Chana was a Neviah. She was married to Elkanah the Navi, and she didn't have children. She went to the Beis Hamikdash, to Shiloh, to daven, and Eli HaKohen, the Kohen Gadol, was there, and he thought that she was drunk. In fact, she ended up having Shmuel Hanavi. So from the words in the Psukim, many drushim from the Psukim. It says, Midaber Saliba. You see from here that one should be mechaven when he davens. Raksif Oisenois, her lips were moving, meaning that when you daven, you must move the lips. You can't just stare at the page. Even if the sound is not coming out, you must move your lips. It says, you didn't hear her voice, you didn't hear her sound, because it's usher for a person to daven out loud. It disturbs the people next to you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu thinks it's gaiva. Eli thought she was drunk, meaning that a drunk is usher for him to daven. And if a person that's drunk to daven, it's as if he was oived avodah zara. And this brings us to Talmud Beis. It says, Eli, ad masai tishtakar, and when are you going to be drunk? In other words, you must rebuke your friend, even if it's a derabanan. And she said, Lo yadoini, I thought that you have Ruach HaKodesh, I thought you're a Navi, I thought you were Bidam Milakav Schus. I am not drunk. In other words, if somebody accuses you of something, you must tell them that they are wrong. Don't let them think that you are really doing something wrong. So he had to give her a bracha. He said, L'chi l'shalom. Because if you're Choshev B'ksherim, like a begufa, you must give that person a bracha. Chana was the first person to ever call HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the name Tzva'is. And she used different tricks in tefillah. She told HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you don't give me a son, I'll pretend I'm a saita. And a saita, you have to give her mayim hamamar. You give her drink the water. And it says in the pasuk, v'niksa v'nizra azera, according to one man it means that if she's proven not guilty, she'll have a child. She'll force HaKadosh Baruch Hu to give her a child. According to the other man v'niksa zara means that if she's proven not guilty, then she'll have easy birth if she's already pregnant. So according to that man Roy Reisa, Roy Tira is not a drush. The pasuk says Amosecha, I'm your servant 3 times. Says the Gemara, why? We could learn the word Amosecha from Lashon Misa. Why don't you check me in the 3 different ways that you check other women and give them Misa? If they weren't makbid in Nida, Chala, and Adlakas Haner, I am makbid. Why do I deserve what you're giving me? She says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zera Anoshim, give me Zera Anoshim. What does that mean? A man that's above other men, says Taisvus. So the Gemara darshans either that he, Shmuel, anointed David and Shlomo, or it means that he was as great as Moshe and Aaron together, which is amazing. Or the pshat is that she asked that he should fit in to society. He shouldn't be greater than anybody. He should be a mediocre person, not taller, not smarter, not better looking, not whiter. It says in the pasuk, Ani Isha Ani Tzeves. I'm standing here. So you learn from here, I was standing there, she tells Eli. In other words, we learn from here, Allah, that if somebody's davening Shemona Esrei next to you within Dalet Amos, you are not permitted to sit down next to them. The Gemara tells us that Eli told his people, we have to shech this bull, go get a kayin. Shmuel said you don't need a kayin for shchita. You only need a kayin for the other 3 avodas, Kabbalah, Eilacha, and Zrika. In fact, Eli said, you're right, but you shouldn't have said that. Now you are Moira Halacha b'fnei Rabba, you are Chayiv Misa, and indeed he wanted to kill him. Comes Chan and says, don't kill him. So he tells her, let me kill him because he's Chayiv Misa, and I'll daven, you'll have another kid. So she told him, El anar hazeh hispalalti, I daven for this child, spare him. He medaberes aliba, al iski liba, says the Gemara. She told HaKadosh Baruch Hu an amazing taina. She says, you gave me everything you created in a human is for a purpose. The eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. Why did you give me the ability to nurse if I don't have a child? And finally, the Gemara says, another halacha that's not connected to Chana, that if a person sits and makes a tainus on Shabbos, Rashi explains, everybody's eating so much food and he restrains himself, that will break a gzar din of 70 years. The problem is that he fasted on Shabbos and that's also. He needs a kapar for that, so therefore he should fast 2 days in a row. He should fast on Sunday. And if you can't fast on Sunday, you should fast on a different day. Have a wonderful day.